I was not at all planning to do anything resembling a video today, or possibly even really in the near future, but the reveal for Origami King just came out, and I have a few concerns. I'm not going to latch onto any particularly strong feelings yet, because admittedly, my first impressions could very well be wrong about it, but history is indicating that maybe not. So the trailer looks interesting, but it has some elements to it that I am not a fan of. This may be a bit of an unpopular opinion, oddly enough. I don't really like the style that the late games have been using. The whole everything is made of paper thing, where they just slap the fact that it's made of paper directly into every single crevice of the game. This is purely a personal note for the most part, but if you actually go back and play the old games, you'll notice pretty quick that the fact that the characters are all paper is completely secondary. It's there for sure, and it shows up for a few things, but it's mostly just window dressing for otherwise just an RPG. And as a result, the gameplay and the story were the most important parts. And to be fair, it looks like they have listened a little bit to what people were saying about the previous games, because it just all has me a little concerned that we might just be getting Color Splash again. What little we saw of the combat looked weird. Why are you just on a rotating pedestal? Why can you spin the battlefield around? What's the point? And it looks like you attack all enemies at once. Like, I can picture how there could be a little bit of depth to that if there are only certain enemies you want to hit, but then that also feels like it would limit what's going on to some degree. Like, wouldn't all enemies you fight have to fit onto this little grid? I don't know. I'm jumping to conclusions, and I don't really want to speculate too much without seeing more of the game. I do like that it's not just Bowser and generic Mario enemies again. They actually have a new character, this goofy little origami dude with his emo swipe. I kinda like that. And that weird cold open with Origami Peach was actually like a little bit weird. It kinda gets me a bit hopeful that this is going to be primarily story driven and not just a road trip like Color Splash was, where you're just sort of going from place to place and interacting with whoever just so happens to be sitting there at the time. And for what it's worth, I may not really be a fan of the whole literally everything is paper look. It does look nice. I'm not gonna deny that. It does actually look nice. I just would have preferred something a little bit more straightforward, because it just reminds me so much of Color Splash and Sticker Star, and I just cannot get that association out of my head, you know? My biggest concern right now is that it's just going to be more of the same, and that they didn't listen to us at all. Because the vocal majority for the feedback on Color Splash and Sticker Star was that people didn't like them. Not just because they were different, but because they weren't fun. They got away from everything that made the original, well, almost everything that made the original games really good. Sure, they were, or at least Color Splash, had really strong characters and was really goofy and fun and had a lot of personality to it, which is fantastic. That's right in line with Paper Mario that I remember. But the biggest thing was always the story. That was always the most important thing. That, and the fact that it had very intuitive RPG gameplay. It didn't have all these fancy extra gimmicks to it. You had abilities, you had different characters with different abilities, you had stats, you had numbers, you had new abilities that you got from beating certain things and putting on your badges and all that. I really hope it's not just window dressing plot and pointless, slow gameplay, because that's what I'm really concerned about. Now, I didn't actually play either Sticker Star or Color Splash myself. There's a reason for that. I didn't want to spend my money on it. I saw reviews, I watched gameplay, I watched playthroughs, I watched all kinds of things about it. I wanted to make sure I was informed on it, and it looked not like something I wanted to spend money on. And I'm still not sure about this one yet. Of course, we literally only saw like a 2.5 minute trailer. I'm not committing to any strong feelings either way at the moment, but I am very concerned because I love Paper Mario. Thousand Year Door and Super are some of my favorite games. I adore them. And I swear, if there's an entire new trilogy of Paper Mario games that all just kind of suck, like, this'll kill the series, basically. I honestly thought the series was already dead. I was pretty sure that Color Splash was the end of it, and we weren't going to get another one. I mean, I didn't really have a reason to think that, but it's just kind of the feeling that I had. Paper Mario doesn't exactly have the passionate fan base that something like Metroid does, where it can pretty much recover from any sort of poor sales, as it does almost every single time a game comes out. I mean, Paper Mario definitely has a strong fan base, don't get me wrong. Arlo alone has proven that. But it's a spin-off series, and as a result, I wasn't entirely sure if they were going to continue doing another one, especially after the last two were complete flops. I really, really, really hope they listened. I know Nintendo doesn't always listen to us. In fact, more often than not, they don't. But I really want them to. I want this game to be good so bad. I want it to be good so bad. But I'm just concerned.